This podcast may contain adult themes and strong language. Hello and welcome to episode 74 of Marbella with him and her. He is
PJ Lopez and she is
Hannah Murray.
It's hot in here.
It's really hot in here.
Yeah, this is called The Naked Podcast.
Yes, and this is why we can't film it.
We're not actually strictly naked, but we haven't got
pretty
many
much.
clothes on.
I have done some really interesting interviews this week, I have to say. I had the lovely Melissa Carver on Monday, who we've known for a good few years now. She's a singer on the Costa del Sol, and she's brilliant, isn't she?
Yeah, so she's one part of Diva Fever, but she also has her solo stuff that she does as well.
I saw yesterday, actually, they were singing they had a gig last night, and it was 2 years since Diva Fever have been together.
It seems like they've been going for much longer than that, but I
Yeah.
can't believe it's only 2 years. But we've seen them quite a few times.
Yeah.
They're regulars at La Sala, aren't
Yeah,
they?
Melissa does a Beyonce tribute, and Tony, who's the other half of Diva Fever, does a Madonna tribute. And they often do that together, and plus they're singing other things. But I had her on my show because she's just released her debut single, Genetics, which she wrote and obviously sings in and is in a video, and it was amazing, really
Very
amazing to see.
Professional, isn't it? Very professional.
I love the song, it's really catchy.
Yeah, it really
gets
is.
into your head. So congratulations, Melissa.
And good luck.
Yes.
Big things are destined for you.
Oh, definitely. And on the same day, funnily enough, I had Dan Chapman on the show. He is a world champion bare knuckle fighter. And I met him because he was on Good Morning Spain with Nicole last week. Kate brought him in because Kate was designing, because Kate does a lot of fashion, and she was designing his shorts for his next fight, which is really fun. So I thought it would be great to have him on the show because he has a really interesting backstory. He had a really, really tough life, grew up with his parents both being, I'm pretty sure he said heroin addicts, really quite severe, and he ended up going to various foster homes, and getting into boxing really massively helped him, having a community and having a trainer and someone kind of guiding him and having that discipline in his life. It was a really big deal, and he had a severe car accident which meant he couldn't end up taking part in the London 2012 Olympics, which he was destined for, and that was a huge blow to his career and his life. He was in a wheelchair for 3 years.
Not only was it an accident, he was confined to a wheelchair for a year. He was told he'd never fight again.
Yeah. And he's brought himself up out of that. He wanted to be a champion boxer, but for various reasons, because of this injury and setback, he ended up getting into
Well, I think it's
bare knuckle.
licensing. They're very strict on boxing rules and licenses. If he'd had some sort of injury like that, I would assume that they just wouldn't give him a license in case it triggered the injury again or whatever.
Right.
So they just said, no way. So he only had one route, really, to do that.
And amazing. I don't know a lot about it. It does seem pretty brutal, obviously, bare knuckle fighting. But he's really fast. He's really good at it. I was really sad to see, because we posted an excerpt of the interview on the Talk Radio Europe Facebook page. And there was a couple of people, men, interestingly, who were criticising it, clearly didn't listen to the interview. I said, please listen to the interview and you might think differently. That were just saying, it's not inspiring for kids, for fighting and all this kind of stuff, really negative. And it's like, oh, shut up.
Yeah, it's a lot of people are keyboard warriors, I think they're called. And it doesn't matter whatever it is, they will come back with something. And if you look at their timelines, that's all they do. They moan at everybody else. And funny enough, quite sort of hypocritical. Because when you look at some of the stuff they like and promote, it's no different in terms of, it's not boxing or anything, but some of the stuff they put out there, you could say the same thing about. So, yeah shut up.
And I get that some people don't like boxing, some people don't like watching it, or maybe don't even agree with it or whatever, and that's fine. But don't criticise someone who's had or is having an incredible career and has come from a horrendous background and has really turned his life around.
Well, he's given something back to kids, so he's opening up.
And he's teaching kids.
Yeah, he's opened up a gym in Bali, hasn't he? I think he said. And it's all going to be to help underprivileged kids as well. So he's given something back.
Exactly. Really, really inspirational guy. So poo-poo to people.
Yeah, and I met him too, because when you picked me up, he was in the car.
Yes,
and I wasn't going to tell him to get out of the seat that I wanted to sit in. I said, yeah, you stay there, sir.
He said to when we were pulling up, he said, "Oh, get out so he can get in." I went, No, you're fine. He's really nice, isn't he?
He was a lovely guy, yeah.
From Wales, really lovely. So good luck to Dan. We are right behind you all the way. I also caught up with John Deverell this week, who runs the cruise market, who we've booked all our cruises through. I say all our cruises like we cruise all the time, but we've done 3.
3, yes.
And the last one was 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
It was just towards the end of COVID. We actually didn't get off the ship.
No, we weren't allowed.
But we did go to some nice places.
We did.
But it was we wanted a holiday. After everything that was going on, we were desperate just to have some sort of normality back. So we booked this cruise, and it was fantastic because it was on an MSC ship that hadn't actually done its inaugural voyage yet. It was doing it the week after we were on there. I think it was going over to Dubai.
Yeah.
So it was really special to be on that.
And we really enjoyed cruising. It took us a while to be convinced because, for many years it was seen as something that old people did and wealthy people and very kind of, just not our thing necessarily. But when we were looking for a place to go for our honeymoon, lots of people saying, "Oh, you must do a cruise. And the more we looked into it, the more we thought, this could be really nice. Instead of staying in one destination the whole holiday, suddenly the idea of going to multiple destinations really, really appealed.
It was so exciting. So we would wake up each morning in a new place, and we ended up getting up quite early because we wanted to see ourselves going into that port as well.
We're in the Bahamas this morning. It was amazing.
A great way to see a lot of the world.
Yeah, we loved it. So we'd really love to do more of it. And interestingly, during the pandemic, the prices went up massively, and they really haven't gone down again. More and more people...
They're lower than they were during the pandemic, but they're still quite high compared to what we used to pay.
Yeah, they really are. John said that more and more younger people, millennials and people are going cruising. It really is appealing to everybody now. And there are cruises tailor-made to whatever you want. There are Disney cruises, family cruises. There are couples where children aren't allowed. So yes, we're really hoping to go on a cruise next year. John said the fastest growing market at the moment, cruise-wise, is river cruises, which we've really talked about.
Again, just before bloody pandemic, we were looking at one because we saw a programme about a river cruise down the Danube, which looked incredible because you went to lots of different countries. I mean, the Danube flowed through 4 or 5 countries, and it looked really interesting. And it's not like a big cruise. You haven't got as many people going, so you're not on a big ship with thousands of people. Yeah,
it looks really fab. And John said that he went on one, he was invited to see what it was like, and he said every time you stop, the ship has got bicycles, so you can get off and go for a little cycle and things.
I think we saw that on the one that we watched, because they would be somewhere, then they would cycle along and pick it up again at the next destination.
Looks really nice. So if you're interested in cruising, I can definitely recommend getting in touch with the cruise market run by John Deverell. They really know their stuff, and you literally say how much you want to spend, where you want to go, when you want to go, and they'll come up with all the possible options,
including your flights. You don't even have to worry about that. They book all your sort of to and from flights as well.
Yeah, really good. And last week I talked about having interviewed Maria Bravo, the founder of the Global Gift Foundation, talking about their latest gala in Marbella. And last week I saw that she now has a roundabout named after her in Marbella.
Wow.
Yeah, the Maria Bravo roundabout.
You can get on and off Maria Bravo.
Yes, exactly. Try not to ram into her when you're driving. Yes, so congratulations, Maria, on your roundabout.
You know you've made it when you get a roundabout named after you. Or a street name comes to that.
Yes, we've talked about that, absolutely. I had a very sad moment on Thursday. I went to a funeral, and it was in the same place that we had my mum's funeral in San Pedro, the crematorium at the top there. So it's very weird being back there, as you can imagine. But it was for a guy called Richard, who was a regular in the Hogan stand, and anyone who went in the Hogan stand, I'm sure, would have known him or seen him or met him. He was only 55, and he literally, in the middle of the day or early evening, just kind of dropped dead in the street, had a heart attack and died instantly.
Very sad.
Really sad. And again, really makes you realise
Well, we were
How
talking to our
precious
friends,
life
weren't we,
is,
last night,
and-
Debbie and Peter, and they've had a similar scenario with one of their friends. Not going to go into any details because it's private, but yeah, it just go, similar age as well, in their 50s. So just goes to show that life is too short, and you've got to live and enjoy it as much as you can.
Definitely, and we're definitely doing that.
We are. Maybe a little bit too much.
Thursday evening, from funeral to pub quiz, it was a really busy quiz at the Hogan stand.
Yeah.
I was told there was 20 teams, but then a few teams kind of double booked and played together and joined up, so it ended up being 18.
Still big.
Yeah, the busiest quiz we've ever had is 18, and I think this is the third time
Yes.
we've had 18.
And you
so
can never
pretty
tell
much
in the
taking
summer.
over. No.
Because sometimes it can be literally 4 or 5 teams, and then like last week
It's
it
never
can be
as few as 4 or 5. 9 or 10.
Okay.
Is a
We're
quiet
more
quiz.
popular than I'm making out.
Thank you. But yeah, really, really busy. And we had a special guest. I did know in advance. Amy said that he was going to be there with some family, and
You
didn't
kept
kind
it
of
secret,
I
squirrel.
did keep it secret, squirrel. I didn't go telling everybody at all. Gary Neville was there, ex-Manchester United, ex-England, Gary Neville.
Yeah, and part owner of Salford City Football
Oh,
Club.
is he?
Well, yeah, he and a few other Man United players all bought that club, didn't they?
Ah, okay.
I assume he still is.
Yeah. And
A pundit as
he's
well.
a pundit. He also has a podcast. Yeah. So, yeah, it was
Surprised he had time to come to Marbella, really.
It was really nice to meet him, and he was great fun. He really wanted to get involved. He was like, can I ask one? Can I ask one? So when we got to the money round, I let him ask one, because with the money round, all the answers are on one side and the questions on another. But with my normal quiz, it's question answer, so it's really difficult to pass it to people with not showing them the answers. So he did read a question on the money round, and then he was like, oh, let me read another one. Film me. So I filmed him reading another one. So we've got a little video and
Well, I've put I put it on TikTok, and it's gone a little bit semi-viral, hasn't it? It's had like something like 70,000 views. It's had 1,300 or 1,400 likes. It's had tons of comments. It's had tons of favourites. Sports Bible wanted to see if they could use the video clip. So yeah,
that's really
it's certainly
cool.
out there. So if you want to see it, just look up my TikTok channel.
Yeah. And funnily enough, Simon, who's a regular quizzer, friend of ours who plays on my dad's team, he was in the UK this week, so he wasn't here. And he is a lifelong, massive Manchester United fan.
And he missed his one moment of glory.
So I think he'd be a bit gutted. But yeah, it was funny when he read the questions, a few people looking around going, who's that? Who's that? And someone said, is that Gary Neville? And I was like, yep. So that was cool.
Talking of glory, I'm going to get it in now.
Yeah.
This afternoon, we will be going to the Hogan stand so that I can watch the Charity Shield in which Crystal Palace play Liverpool. That's the winners of the Premier League versus the winners of the FA Cup, which we did.
Oh, amazing. That'll be fun.
So another trip to Wembley for us.
I thought you were going to say another trip to the Hogan stand.
No, that's just a matter of course.
Yeah, that'll be good. On Friday morning, I met up with Dad for breakfast. We went back to Pandora. Haven't been there for a while. I had a really delicious breakfast. I asked, actually, it's always worth asking. I don't like to be one of those annoying people that starts rearranging the ingredients, but you can have eggs and bacon, eggs any which way you like, and bacon on toast. And I didn't fancy bacon. I fancied avocado. I wanted to be a little bit healthier. So I said, is it possible to have sliced avocado instead of bacon? And they said, yeah, no problem. So that's good to know.
Very good to know.
We had a lovely juice each as well.
Going to put you on the spot here.
Yeah.
What would you say your top 3 or top 4 favourite breakfast places in San Pedro?
Oh my goodness. Pandora, definitely. Hustle and Flow, absolutely. Also Amber Shoe, really got into Amber Shoe. And I think Kalima. Haven't been there for a while, but because of the location, Kalima Beach, right on the beach. They don't have a massive variety of things to have for breakfast, but they do have, I really like, they do chopped avocado with some tomato and sesame seeds on toast, and it's like €3. I mean, it's really cheap.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
a bit
great
more
place
than
actually,
that,
Kalima, isn't it? It's got many different names to locals. So some people call it the Gin Bar.
Yeah.
Like
the Shack.
The Shack, yes. So it's got quite, but it's actually called Kalima.
Kalima Beach.
Kalima Beach, and I picked you up there on Friday.
You did. I'm coming to that. Yes, Sheila and I had I was going to say beach day, but it ended up being a beach club day. We were going to go to Kalakaua, but instead we said, let's check out Gala. which is where the wedding palace used to be, just along from Kalakaua. It's the one with the red swimming pool.
Yeah, so it opened up last year as Maya Garden, and then it closed. And then it reopened as this.
Gala. Yeah, they built a swimming pool. And everyone kind of says it's a strange choice for it to be a red pool. It's very unique and different. But
it does look like a shark attack.
It does look like a crime scene. And when we were there, we sort of realised why people don't have red swimming pools. You could see like all the white kind of little bits of paint coming off and things, so it looked really run down, even though it's only been open for a couple of months.
And you could see everything, there's like leaves and everything in the pool as well.
Yeah, it needed a good clean.
Yeah, unfortunately, although the food was good, which you'll get onto, it does seem that it's a bit poorly managed and run in terms of its look and feel and its maintenance.
And all around the pool, it's all wooden slats, which is really hot for the feet. But a lot of the wooden slats, I don't know how to say it, but had kind of come up, so you had to be really careful not to trip dangerous. Up because it wasn't flat. They'd not good. The service was great, though, I have to say. All the staff were really nice and kind and friendly and happy, and that makes a big difference. That was good. So the deal was, it was €70 for a bed, the cheaper bed, so there were 3 different levels, but a bed, nice bed with cushion and everything, so €70 for a bed, but then you get €50 credit to spend on food and drink. Now with these things, it's very easy to think, oh, that's good, we get €50, but depending on what you're going to eat and drink, you can easily spend a lot more than €50.
I think, didn't you both spend your €50 on alcohol?
Oh, more.
No, I mean, and more, but I mean, your €50 credit basically went on a jug of sangria and a bottle of wine.
No, not even, that was more. A jug of sangria was €45,
yes.
and the bottle of wine was 50.
Yeah, so, okay, you had €5 credit extra left.
Yeah, no, it was expensive, I have to say, but it's a beach club. You kind of you don't go to any beach club and pick up a bottle of wine for a tenner kind of thing.
Was there music?
The music was good, actually. We really liked the music. It wasn't crazy loud, and a mixture of just kind of gentle house dance music, and then every so often you'd get a song and be like, oh, I love this song. So it's funny with prices. I kind of have in my head that a jug of sangria is about €18, but that's if you're going to a place where a glass of sangria is $6.50 or something, and then a jug might be 18.
That's more like a Chiringuito than a beach club, isn't it?
Exactly, it is a Chiringuito. When you're at a beach club where a glass of sangria is 15, then obviously a jug isn't going to be 18, is it? So the prices were, I guess, normal for a beach club, but you have to kind of be aware of that. Food-wise, absolutely stunning food. Really, really nice, I have to say. We fancied an oyster each, but they didn't have oysters, unfortunately. So I had a ceviche to start with. Wild croaker was the fish.
Never heard of it.
No, it was really nice. A white fish. Love ceviche so much. And Sheila loves tuna tartare, which I'm not a fan of. I don't particularly like raw tuna. One of the few people that doesn't like raw tuna.
Yeah, you like raw salmon, though.
I know, I do.
Weirdo.
Okay. So Sheila had the tuna tartare. I had the wild croaker ceviche, and they were both 20-something euros each. And then for our main course, we had the grilled turbot for 2. And it was huge. I've got a photo of it, which I'll put on the stories. And I have to say, it was really, really delicious.
But you showed me a picture of once he'd done all the filleting and stuff, and you ended up with quite small pieces each. After it's a massive fish for like this small piece of...
It wasn't small. It wasn't. It was plenty. We couldn't have eaten much more, to be honest. There were 2 big fillets of fish from either side of the fish, obviously. It was really, really delicious. We really fancied a jug of Hugo as opposed to a jug of sangria. And they had the Hugo cocktail on the menu, which is was Prosecco on the menu. Prosecco, elderflower cordial, fizzy water, and fresh mint. And 2 different waitresses came up and said, did you want sangria? No, Hugo. Anyway, eventually we got a jug of white sangria, which she said was the same price. And she said, I'm sorry, this isn't what you ordered. If you don't like it, we'll change it. But it was fine. So we had that. And then, we met you and Dad at Kalima.
Just for one quick drink and a goodbye.
Yes. So a lovely day was had. Would I go back? Yeah, maybe. I'm certainly not in a rush, but I wouldn't say no, never again, because the food was delicious and the staff were really nice. I mean, it's not cheap, but none of the beach clubs are cheap, so yes. And it's local. so it's easy. But yeah, it does look like a crime scene when you go for a swim. And it wasn't that busy. That's the weird thing. A place like that should be rammed. It's a big place. It's a lot of tables. But when we were inside having lunch, we were the only people having lunch.
Yeah, which I feel is a shame. And you go across the road to Kalakaua and you have to queue for a table. So but then, are they doing any advertising? They do a bit of social media, but not much.
No.
Again, it's one of these places that have opened and expect people just to turn up.
Yeah.
Without really doing anything to get people or encourage people to go in.
Yeah, it's a shame. We went to a little summer soiree last night at our friends Bev and Jamie's, which was really lovely. Some gorgeous food. One of their neighbours, Chris, made a huge paella with a big paella pan, because we know that's what paella means.
Paella, I think it's called.
And yeah, it was absolutely delicious. Really tasty, wasn't it?
It was lovely. It was a lovely evening. They have a roof terrace, so we all sat out there in the under the stars.
Yeah.
Not in the stars, that would be too far.
Yes, not quite in the stars. So that was lovely. And I wanted to mention a few different events, some good, some not so good. So Tom Jones, who is 85, was at Starlight recently, and we know quite a few people who went, who said he was absolutely brilliant. Still got a voice.
Yeah, he's a bit frailer than he was.
Yeah, not as much hip action,
when
which
you see
you'd expect at 85.
Yeah, but when you see him on The Voice and everything, because he's sitting down, he's just still that Tom Jones. But I
Yeah.
guess when he's like moving around, he's just an older Tom Jones now.
Yeah, absolutely. But great to hear that he's still rocking it, singing Sex Bomb at 85. I mean, that's the dream.
Is he
isn't
still
it?
getting knickers thrown at him? That's what I want to know.
Not sure.
And if it's people of the same age, they might stick.
Oh, damn, that's disgusting. Oh, that's gross. Marbella Arena seems to be one of those locations that things don't tend to go well. It doesn't have a great reputation, unfortunately. It's not necessarily the arena's fault.
Well, it's nothing to do with the arena, really, because it's the people that own the Red Dog Cinema in Porto Banús that own the arena. Mm-hmm. And they basically lease it out to these promotion companies that want to do concerts. But, I mean, one of the ones that was cancelled was the Earth, Wind and Fire. And we know a few people that had tickets to that didn't get their money back, I might add, or haven't at this point got their money back.
Yeah, so 3 concerts this summer at Marbella Arena have been cancelled. And we know people who had tickets for all of them and, yeah, so far not getting money back, which is awful and doesn't look good for the reputation of Marbella and the arena.
No, we were just saying that, people will automatically think it's to do with Marbella. So when they hear this or read this, they'll say, oh, Marbella, typical, not giving money back, ripping people off, all that sort of thing, where it's actually nothing to do with Marbella. It's nothing to do with the arena. It's to do with the promoters, but nobody goes down to that level of detail. So it just gets this whole sort of thing about Marbella, which is a shame.
So hopefully people will get money back. Our friends bought their tickets on credit card, so they've gone to their credit card company, and hopefully we'll have more luck than, unfortunately, if you've bought it on a debit card. But I really hope everybody gets their money back, because it's disgusting to not, and it'll totally put people off ever buying tickets in the future.
That'll be them done, because again they'll associate it with the arena, not knowing that the arena's nothing to do with it, and won't go to anything that's there, so they're going to get less and less people.
Yeah, really.
It's a very difficult arena. I mean, it's an old or a former bull ring, so it's circular and it's got lots and lots of seats, so thousands of seats. So it's very difficult to fill anyway.
It always looks empty, doesn't it? Every concert or event we've been there, it seems empty. Even if it's more than half full, it still looks empty.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think they had, was it Defected in the House or whatever? There's a few of those type of things. We went to see Pete Tong, which again, I think had its problems, but it was quite busy.
Yeah.
So it's good for those sort of things, because it's got a massive floor area where you can dance and they can put a stage there. So I think it's good for those sort of things. I think Conor McGregor. We saw Jimmy Carr there, which was good. And I think Conor McGregor did his bare knuckle fighting there. Yeah. And I think that was mobbed as well.
Yeah, that was. So yeah, it depends on the event sometimes. There is a big event happening this weekend, started Friday night, I think, Friday, Saturday and Sunday night.
Friday was the Reggaeton Festival.
Yes, the Oasis Festival. Nothing to do with the Gallagher brothers. A music festival in San Pedro, the area where the Feria is, sort of heading up the Ronda Road on the right-hand side. And we know lots of people who live in and around that area actually even quite far away from there, but because of the way the wind blows, the music has kept them up all night really loud. We can't hear it at all, and yet we're closer to the venue than some of the other people.
But I do remember when we lived in Benavice in Costa del Sol, and the old ferry ground before it's moved to this one, used to be you could see it on the hill, and we used to be able to hear that quite clearly, because even though it was miles away, if the wind was blowing our direction, it brought the sound with it.
So we were talking about reggaeton last night, and someone said, how would you describe reggaeton? And I just went,
shit.
No, but it's this beat. That's reggaeton.
Right, you should be a reggaeton DJ.
I meant no. Just a couple of articles from the Serran English this week. I read that the repair of the Ronda de San Pedro road is progressing nicely, 90% completed, which is good.
Yes, so I read that too, because I like to keep up to date with the news. Mm-hmm. And there hasn't been any traffic jams or incidents since they've opened the current part of it. So at that part where they had the sort of landslide, they've made it into one lane coming up and down. So I don't know how they're doing that, must be doing it with a traffic light or something. But again, it's not caused any traffic jams, so everybody's using the road again. It makes a massive difference to people that do have to come down, because instead of doing a 2.5 hour round trip, they're now just doing their hour trip again. And then I believe in the autumn, it will be fully open.
Yay! We can go to Ronda again.
Well, it's one of those things when people come over and say, oh, what can we do? Where should we go for a trip? And you'd always say Ronda. It's just up there, you know. So nobody's done that this year.
No, exactly.
So I bet Ronda must be suffering.
Definitely. And something we're a little bit concerned about, but not really much we can do about it. Ryanair have announced that they are going to be on strike, ground staff in Malaga Airport, from the middle of August, so any time now basically, until the end of December. So for the rest of this year, every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, which is an absolute joke.
Yeah, so I've already seen that some flights have been cancelled coming up to the sort of start of this. And problem is with this is that you don't know you're going to be cancelled until very close to the time. So we have our accommodation booked with booking.com. So
this is when we go away in end of September, early October.
Yeah, and you've always got this opportunity to cancel your booking. But if it happens the day before or day of, you can't. So you lose the money on both.
Oh, it's horrendous. But we're going to get travel insurance, aren't we? Which hopefully is going to cover us.
And I'm not sure if it's retrospective. That's the thing. If you've already booked, whether you'll get your travel insurance to cover something that you've already booked.
Oh, I think you can.
But as I said, it's mainly for the accommodation. You know, the flight stuff, they're not expensive anyway. I'd like to get all the money back.
Oh, of course. We don't want to have to buy the flights again. Certainly not last minute. Anyway, so worried about that. So, yeah, good luck, basically, because there really isn't much you can do. Unless you haven't got travel insurance, maybe look into getting it and ask the questions that, you know, will you be covered if your flights are cancelled. On a positive note, though, with Ryanair, it said that they have increased the size of the free hand baggage allowance that you can take onto a plane. It's now 40 by 20 by 30. It's increased by 5 centimetres more.
And I can tell you 5 centimetres makes a massive difference.
It does. I don't know why that was funny. You said it with a smile on your face. It made me think of something other than luggage.
Well, it means you can get extra stuff in your baggage. What are you thinking?
No, just that.
Okay. You're sweating and looking very dirty.
Dirty?
Yes. Well, yeah, grin.
Oh,
I don't know. You can't take her anywhere.
The volume of the bag goes from 20 to 24 litres. Hoorah!
Yeah, that extra 4 litres makes a lot of difference, actually.
Yeah, that's not as funny.
It wasn't meant to be funny in the first place.
Litres isn't rude.
No, nor is centimetres. Unless you've got a mind like that. Okay. And you have a mind like that.
We'll leave it there.
She says, sitting there with no top on.
It's goodbye from him.
And it's goodbye from her.